Hi guys, I'm back out again. This time I'm in the Cheviot Hills at the head of the Coquet Valley, and down there you've got the River Coquet. To be honest with you guys, I'm not really sure what I want to do today. I'm going to do a wild camp. I'm going to either camp on top of one of the hills because I'm only a kilometre from the English-Scottish border. I'm actually in an area called Chew Green, where there's a Roman fort and an old medieval village, so quite a lot of history. But that wind's picking up and I've only brought my bivvy, and I didn't really fancy sleeping on top of a hill and I'm absolutely blowing a gale. But I'm in the van, so I've got options, guys. Absolutely stunning views. Over that way, I think it's about 9 miles to Alwynton. Over there, you've got the Otterburn Range. I've seen a few Land Rovers and army vehicles. They're not firing the day, there's no flags. So we're on the edge of the Roman marching camps. Can't really see anything from the ground. There's a couple of them built at different times. There's a couple of Roman forts, and there's even a medieval village with its own Norman chapel. You can see the ditches and the ramparts, which would have been defensive. Deer Street basically runs, maybe it's about 50 metres away. So the Romans built the road and then it continued to get used down the ages into medieval times, and it's still getting used today as a walker's path, part of the Pennine Way. I think it was used as a droving road as well, where they drive the cattle north to the markets or south to the markets. And there was a public house here as well. And there was places where you could keep your cattle, like there was enclosures, pens for the animals. Just totally remarkable, the layers of history that's here. Like I said, there's a Norman church or chapel in a medieval village called Kemylpeth. But I think it had different names as well. The name evolved over the centuries. As far as you can see where all them sheep are, it's Roman camps. One laid over the top of another one, so one has to be a bit earlier. I'm not sure how big the site is, but it's absolutely huge. And up the top there, you've got the summit of Brownheart Low, and that's right on the border between England and Scotland. And just beyond that, there's a Roman signal station. It's a bit of a hike, and I'm not sure if I can be bothered to walk all the way up, to be honest with you. And I'm getting a bit obsessed looking for this Norman chapel. It's got to be here somewhere. Quite a bit of earthworks here. I think this has got to be an old building of some kind. But I'm just thrilled to be here. Wonder what the sheep make of it. Looks like they're too busy surviving up here in this bleak landscape. But it's a very beautiful landscape. I look down the Coquet Valley, but I'm not really going to be able to see anything from the ground. And I think maybe the sheep need to eat a bit more grass to get down to the stones so I can see, the rubble wherever it is. But I think I'm right in the heart of the action, what would have been the action here, because going off the sides of the earthworks and ramparts, I believe I'm right in the middle of what would have been Roman camps, forts and fortlets over many hundreds of years. And then you've got the medieval village, which came later. I like to bring a bit of history into the videos because history should be enjoyed and shared and not forgotten, and at times rediscovered, rediscovering our heritage. That's interesting, guys. I think it's a sheepfold or a very early ancient roundhouse. There's quite a few of them in this area. I mean, it must have been hard life living up here. So I'm going to switch off, guys, head back to the car, and hopefully that wind will drop, get something to eat, and I might show you around the car or the van, whatever you want to call it, the Berlingo. Right, guys, I'm going to give you a look around the van. I haven't dropped the seats and put it into nighttime mode. There's still quite a few cars passing. It's quite a busy place, this. It's not the best camping spot because I'm not on top of the hill. I haven't got the views, but back along the track where it's on higher ground, you have some beautiful views of the surrounding, hills, but it's just a little bit too blustery. I've got a cover which can hide all of this, and I was hiding everything while I went up the hill there with the Roman forts are just, a few hundred metres over the top of that hill where the sheep are. I'm actually going to wait till it's dark before I drop the seats, blow up the airbed and, get into nighttime mode. I've got a few odds and sods in there, tools for the car, food, nighttime clothing, my sleeping bag. I've got my blow up airbed. I've got camera gear in that bag there. I've got a chair. I've tried putting all my cooking utensils in there, like my stove and bottled gas, because I've got 2 stoves in there. I've got me mess tins. I'll take stuff out and show you. I've got a water filter just in case. That's my mess tins. Royal Air Force. I actually got them off a car boot sale. You just can't beat military surplus gear. I've got me petrol stove. I've got one of those, I don't know what kind of stoves you call them, the ones that take this sort of gas. They're quite rubbers actually, especially in colder weather. Got a fire kit, tea and coffee, whitener. Got me in there. I've got a hygiene kit, toilet roll, toothbrush, toothpaste, soap, that sort of thing. Duct tape. You never know when you're going to be tying somebody up. You know what I mean? Oh no. More bottle gas. I've got a folding saw and a knife, small knife if I need to do a little bit of bushcraft out here in the middle of nowhere where there's no trees, not very bushcrafty. So I've tried to keep everything in there. See, there's loads of people coming back and forwards. It's definitely a through road because they're not coming back. I might actually go that way on the way home tomorrow because it's a military training base. I've seen tanks and stuff like that. They use for like target practice, that sort of thing. If the flags are out, just don't go in, guys, because you don't want to be interfering with the soldiers when they're training. I just can't get over just the space this vehicle's got, especially for one person. I like this box system because I can use that as a table. I can sit out here and then I could, if I need a little bit of height, put my stove on there. I can actually stand here and cook. Or I can sit down and I can put my stove on there and cook on that. I can have the box out here and it's a table. Multifunctional. The Berlingo XL, it's just got absolutely loads of space. I've got a 10 litre water bottle, water carrier, and what I've done is I've had it with these bungee cords. I've had it attached to the legs of the seats, and I found that's a really good place to store water. It doesn't rock around or anything. Under there, you've got space to put stuff. Obviously, when you drop the seats, the seats come forward and the whole lot drops. So you can't put stuff underneath and everything comes forward slightly as well. The good thing with the XL, you don't have to push the seats too far forward to lie out fully. It's got loads of space. You've got loads of attachment points. These things here. You can put a net. You can basically hang a net across here and you can put clothing in. Not that I would need to do that because I've got loads of space. Up there, you've got loads of room to stash stuff. It's just unreal, the space that's in this car or van. I've got my drone down there. Look at that, man, little cubby hole. I love it. I don't know what to do, guys, whether try different locations, somewhere a bit more scenic. But like I said, 2 miles back down there, where I want to be, it's high up, lovely views, but it's just that wind. And then I'll want to cook later, and there's still people passing by, and I don't want to be like putting it into nighttime mode, lying down, chilling out, reading a book, and then find that somebody pulls into the car park and starts looking in the window, or I get moved on. That's the worst situation, do you know what I mean? Not that I think I will, like, I'll just put her on, and if anything interesting happens, I'll get back to you. Get out and do a bit of wild camping and exploring. You know it makes sense. You know it makes sense. I've gone from daytime mode to nighttime mode. I'll give you a look. It's not looking pretty. I've got gear just stashed all over. You know, and I keep saying it, but I need to organise it a little bit better. I've got my food ready to cook. I'm just going to have something really simple, guys. Chicken curry. Cook it on the Coleman's petrol stove. Brilliant little stove, that. I'm going to have something to eat because I am getting a bit hungry now, like. That's about as safe as I can get it. Cook it on the very edge here. I wouldn't even dare to cook in there. In fact, I've got nowhere to cook in there. I am a little bit sheltered cooking in the back of here because it's kind of blocking the wind. It is quite windy, but it's such a good stove that it'll tolerate quite a bit of wind. I've got the chicken curry, the same one I usually have. And this is just going to be a simple meal because I can't be bothered to cook now fancy. That's nearly warmed through. This is as good as it's going to get for the night till I can get things a bit more organised. Sleeping area on the left, clutter on the right. I'm going to knock that off because I think it's about warmed through. It's going to start burning the food otherwise. Right guys, I'm going to get my food down my neck. Maybe it's bed down for the night. And if anything interesting happens, if anybody taps on the window when I'm sleeping, I'll let you know about it. I'll switch on and we'll talk about it. Get out and do a bit of exploring and wild camping. You know it makes sense. You know it makes sense. Morning campers. I think I made the right decision to sleep in the car tonight. It's literally blowing a gale outside. And it's rocking from side to side of us slightly. I don't know if you can hear that. I set my alarm for just before the sun came up, you know, hoping to have a trek up to the border ridge and get some photography, maybe do some time lapses, but because of the wind and the conditions just didn't look right, it was just thick cloud, and I thought nah. And I just went back to bed. I'm pleased I did because that wind got stronger and I would say it's gale force now. I will say it feels like I don't have any privacy because every now and again there's cars coming past and using the car park. So for all I know there's been people peeking in, seeing us sleeping. You know, so that's taken some getting used to. I didn't want to put the blackout blinds on the windows because that looks so obvious that somebody's camping here. At the minute it just looks like somebody's parked up and gone for a walk, and it doesn't look like a camper van. That's what I love about the Berlingo. It looks like a car, and they've got the red flags out. That's just happened since this morning. I was going to go over the Crooked, over the little bridge and up through the Otterburn range, you know, because I've never done it before and there might have been some nice photographic opportunities, but it looks like I'm going to have to go back the other way, and it's a long tiny little road with narrow, well, there's little passing places all the way along, but it's a little bit stressful. So that's it guys, I'm going to switch off, and thanks for watching. Get out and do a bit of wild camping, exploring and everything else. You know it makes sense. You know it makes sense, because it does. See ya.